Why, good evening, everybody. How are you doing this evening? Hope everybody's well. The week is nearly gone. Thursday, 12th of February, if I'm not mistaken. I won't be racing again tonight because I am still resting and I've got a bit of a headache and a bit of pressure in my head today. So I'm hoping to be able to last the course. We're going to be racing up until about 11 o'clock tonight, UK time. So a couple of hours. We've got some great races lined up. We're at Maggiore Centre Reverse. Beautiful looking circuit in the sunshine at the moment. And we've got the M2s. Well, we might have some M2s when we see them on the track to start us off. Then we're going to be off to the Nürburgring for a very special race for our friend Greg. Oh, the pit lane could be busy. The pit lane could be busy. And then we're off to Daytona in the Chevrolets to finish off a head-to-head that we had yesterday that was, well, it wasn't a head-to-head, it was just a normal race, but it was like a head-to-head out front. Ollie and Dan absolutely on it and really going nicely together. They aborted the race for good reason, so we hopefully will get that one finished tonight. And then I did promise No.1 Pops that we would be doing Fisherman's Ranch. I put it down for the Gr.B cars. I will let No.1 Pops shout out if he wants to change that up when he joins us in the chat at some point. I will be happy to do that. But I think the Gr.B cars should be pretty good. At the moment, we've got the M2s out on track. And in the chat, we've got Gamer Dan and Ollie. Good evening. Joe King is in. And he says, good afternoon from sunny San Diego in California. Thank you very much for joining us this evening, Joe King. We have also, looking down, we've got Rasta Rick is in. Jenkins joined us in the chat. William is in as well. Hopefully he'll go for another podium this evening. I've thrown the gauntlet down and asked him to do 3. That might be a bit of a big ask, but we shall see. And then we've got Pork Pies in. Tom, good evening, good evening, good evening to you. So what we're going to be doing is I am going to be looking at starting the qualifier for this one at 10 past as usual. Like I said, I'm hoping that Greg is going to be around this evening because I want to see if he's made friends with the pit wall at the Nürburgring or whether he's still got a bit of a beef with it. We shall see. For any of you that were watching last night, you all know what I am on and out. Last night was a very, very, very different day. It was a cracking race at the Nürburgring and it was all going quite nicely until it started to rain. Oh boy, Hulky then really mixed it up with the rain and Dan came through to set a really nice surprise win, and Borky doing very, very well as well. He was the leader of the second cars. If you the teams aren't really an A and a B, they're not really a pro and an am type of situation, but they are paired up, and we had Dan was the winner of the pro and Borky the winner of the AM, if you want to put it that way. That's not entirely true, and it's probably not fair to Borky because he's far more than an AM these days. But it was great to see them doing very, very well, and everybody else as well. It was a great race, really, really nice to commentate, and I did thoroughly enjoy it. And hopefully, we'll have a few more races like that to commentate on tonight. Races Edge. Nick Humphrey, good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Thank you for popping in. Thank you for popping in, my friend. So we got Ollie and Dan on track. Again, we've thrown in the Chevrolet Corvette race for these two guys because it was hastily aborted yesterday. And we will have our eyes peeled for certain things happening again over the next few days, but hopefully we'll be left alone tonight and we'll be able to get the 4 races done and dusted. So at the moment, let's have a little look and see who we've got in. We've got only 7 in at the moment. Well, 6 really, because I won't be racing. But Gamer Dan is in, Ollie's in, Jenky, Rasta Rick, No.1 Pops, Will's just joining. So we had a really busy night last night. It was very, very busy last night. So we'll see how it goes today. 12 people watching the stream. Thank you very much for checking in with us this evening or this morning or this afternoon or whatever the time is, wherever you are. I was in California. Crumbs, what are you, 10 hours ahead of us? here in the UK. So, not ahead, behind. We're ahead of you. See, my brain, it's just all over the place. All over the place. So I think it's late morning for you guys. Probably be looking forward to the day. Hope you're having a good day and it's nice and sunny over there. I don't know what the weather's like in California. I've got no idea at the moment. Every time I've been to California, it's been super sunny. Always been lucky. Although I've only been there a few times. Lovely place in the world. Righty. So, we are going to be going racing at 10 past. We've got 4 minutes. I'm just going to leave the guys just to circulate for the moment. See if we get anybody else that is going to pop in. Can I just wish everybody well that has got illnesses and troubles out there at the moment? As usual, I tend to think about things throughout the day with Discord and everything else that's going on. But in particular, when we jump on the stream, do think about a lot of you guys that are going through difficult times now. Obviously, I'm upfront and personal with my back issues, so everybody is aware of what I'm going through. But there are people that are going through worse than me, and my thoughts and my wishes and my best wishes go out to all of you, and hoping everybody is you know, on the road to recovery and a speedy recovery at that. We shall see. We shall see. We shall see. Right. Okay. Let's. Oh, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. We've got Game of Dan and No.1. I do like that livery that they're in. Let's just jump on board and see if we can catch up with one of them. There we go. Oh, Game of Dan, you've bent yours. And No.1 Pops isn't moving. Well, that was an epic fail, wasn't it? We'll have to go on with a bent one. Look at that. Game of Dan's really scuffed his up. That is a very second-hand looking BMW M2, my friend. Shame on you. Shame on you. He's enjoying himself down the main straight in the practice. Next time we do a drifty one, I'm going to bring this car out. It does seem to be quite a good one for drifting. Rear-wheel drive, obviously. Able to really get the back end out. But I do like that livery. Just the M Performance livery on that one. And then Ollie's got a good one too. Another M Performance one in the classic white, red and blue. I often call it red, white and blue, and everybody says to me, it's not red, white and blue, it's mostly white. You're right, it is. It's white, red and blue, with a bit of a black on the roof. And the bumper, and the side skirts. So you could say that it's white, black, red and blue. It's nice livery, regardless. Gr.x in the grey mobile car. He's in the grey mobile car. No.1 Pops, good evening, good evening. Are you okay with Gr.Bs tonight, my friend? Are you okay with Gr.Bs? If you would like to go in with a different car, please let me know. Please let me know. I'm going to bring the chat a little bit closer so I can keep a closer eye on what's going on. I missed it last night, everybody. By the way, I'm sorry about that. I was I've got the chat over here, and it was hard for me to keep turning with my back and twisting. So unfortunately, let's cancel that. I missed it when all you guys were shouting at me when everything was kicking off, but I really appreciated. I think it was No.1 that shouted up in the YouTube chat, go and read your YouTube, go and read your YouTube chat. So I'm really glad you did. Cool. No.1 Pops is good with the Gr.Bs. Lovely of it. Told you we'd do it. I told you we'd do it. I wouldn't let you down. I wouldn't let you down. Richard Sauce, my friend, how are you? Hope you are well. Wheels is going for podiums tonight. I've changed him. We've got 4 races, 3 podiums. So Wheels, what I would do if I was you is I'd get Maggiore centre reverse in the bag. Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit in the bag. Chevrolet Corvette around Daytona in the bag. And then you haven't got to worry about the dirt one. You haven't got to, or maybe you're a dirt. What would it be? Would it be a dirt jockey? Oh, well, he certainly can't drive it round. He's in the wall there. He's lost it at around here already. Right, where are we? Time-wise, it is 10 past. It is 10 past. We've got Game of Dan, Ollie, Wheels Racing, Jenky, Rasterick, Outlaw, No.1 Pops. It's not clever if I use my laptop to cover up the qualifying button. Nick's just saying, I sent you private message to to look at the YouTube chat yesterday. Yeah, thank you. I get messages all over the place. And some of you were sending me messages in Discord yesterday. Really appreciated that. But when I'm streaming, I don't look at Discord. So there's just too many things for me to be looking at. So I don't often mention that, but yeah, you're better off in the YouTube chat if you put at PlayStation Racer and you're not on a mobile phone. It puts an orange box around my name, and then that jumps out, even though I ignored that yesterday. But yeah, Discord and PSN chat, both of those completely forgotten while I'm streaming. I'm purely centered around the game and YouTube chat. But I do appreciate everybody that was screaming at me yesterday. And thank you so much for everybody that has liked and shared the video today. I have had a number of people that have contacted me to say, why are you giving a certain young man, old man, whoever he is, oh, Will's taking out Ollie there. Well, Ollie got through, well done. Why are you giving somebody a load of airtime? And I didn't think you did that. I don't normally give people like that airtime. But on this particular occasion, I was doing somebody a favour in getting word out on a particular subject, and it was the way that the guys dealt with it in the last race was absolutely brilliant. And in particular, Drew. I don't think Drew's around at the moment, but Drew's new to us. Probably didn't have a clue what was going on, and he was straight on it. I mean, that guy, he is clued up. He was boom, straight in there, knew exactly what we were doing. And I just want to do a shout out to Drew, because the trust that he had in me, just to pick up that I was being honest and sincere in what I was saying, and that I wasn't inviting him to do something that would be underhand and naughty, was quite humbling. So to have the trust in that way was brilliant. I've just jibber jabbered all the way through the quali. At the moment, Gamer Dan is on the front row with a 50.441, and No.1 Pops is just 0.3 behind at the moment. No.1 Pops looks like he's on it. He wants that top step, you know. Jenky's going well with a 50.8. And then we've got Wills with a 51.1 and Rick with a 106.2 at the moment. And I think that Ollie's given up and gone home. Or maybe he's jumped on board with Gamer Dan to see if he can learn a thing or two. No.1 Pops has just parked that one up rather unceremoniously, no, it's not the word I want. I can't think of the word I want. It wasn't very good. He chucked it into the wall with a big old bounce. He's got a lot of damage on it now. Wheels Racing 49.733. He takes the top step. He's just unseated Gamer Dan from the top step, the pole position. Well, Wheels, it wasn't all about pole positions tonight. It was about finishing positions. But hey, if you're going to go away in first, that is going to set you up nicely for this one. It's only a really short, fast 6 laps. It's basically a warm-up. Often when I do the randomizer, I will change the order now. I used to do the randomizer order in the order that the randomizer... I used to do the races in the order that the randomizer used to kick them out. But now I've sort of switched them around, so we have like a little warm-up race, and then we get into the other races afterwards. And sometimes people were struggling to get into the first one, and that was like, oh, I really wanted to do the first one. It looked really good. So I'm trying to do these as like little warm-ups. But I tell you what, I'm preferring the warm-up races to some of the others. They're really tight and really good. And I'm loving that. Absolutely loving that. No.1 Pops with damage on his car. So what do we got? We've got Wheels out front at the moment. Let me just move this over a bit more so I can see. We've got just coming up towards the end of the qualifying period. We've got just over half a minute to run at the moment. And Wheels is still hanging on to that lead by 0.092 of a second. So very close, basically 1/10 of a second. Dimos, good evening. How are you? Thank you for the handshake. Thank you for the wave. I would give you 3 waves back, but I haven't got 3 hands. I've got 2 hands and a foot, but I can't quite get my foot up that high. And I can't shake my head because my brain will just wobble around in my head and it will cause me grief. So you have to do with a double handshake. Hello, my friend. Hello, my friend. Oh my gosh. It's going to be one of those nights, isn't it? I can feel it in my bones. So we've got 2 in the 49s at the moment. Only Wheels and Gamer Dan. Ollie just outside. He's 3/100ths of a second off. Oh, as I say that, Gamer Dan right at the last moment. He pinches the pole position away from Wheels. A 49.593. What? Oh, no, I say that. And Ollie has just upset the apple cart. I thought that Ollie was parked up. He wasn't. He's out on track. He's just banged in a 49.470. He's gone 1/10 of a second faster than Gamer Dan. That has pushed Wheels down into 3rd place at the moment. Wheels has his lights on, so he's done. It is going to be that, I think, is the qualifying over. We've got Jenky just coming through, but Jenky's hard into the barrier, so that's just wrecked that one. Rick's got his hazard lights on as well. I think that is the qualifying done. It will be Ollie leading us away with Gamer Dan on the front row. Wheels will be able to tuck in behind the pole position sitter and follow him into the first corner. He will be in 3rd with No.1 Pops in 4th on the 2nd row. Wheels could have the inside line into that first corner, so it could be interesting. Jenky and Rastarik on the 3rd row. Just 6 races in this one. Let's get this one underway and we'll see how it goes. Do love this race. It is one of my favourite, like, you know, warm-up combos that we have on the calendar. Really enjoy it very, very, very much. And right, let's get on to spectate. We'll put some information up so we can see what's going on. As I said, it is going to be Ollie with Gamer Dan on the front row, Wheels in 2nd on the 2nd row with No.1 Pops, and it'll be Ollie and Wheels that will have the benefit of the inside line going into the first corner. But of course they need to get a good start, they need to get a good drag away, and Ollie and Gamer Dan got a good run. No.1 Pops also. Wheels is going for that inside line. Can he get up the inside of No.1? I think he has actually managed to maintain that one. He has, so it's steady as we go at the moment. Ollie, Gamer Dan, No.1 Pops, Wheels Racing, Jenky and Rick at the back. Oh, Tom, thank you. Powered 2.5 is streaming your audio feed to Outlaw Motor Club drivers. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Whoa, Jenky getting into the side of Wheels there. Oh, no, that was a big off. Huge off. I think Jenky's going to need to back out of that one because that was a humongous great munch off there. Completely innocent. I know he is backing off. Look at that. That's respectful. That's respect for you. I do love Jenky. We go back a long way, Jenky and I. Used to have some real side-by-side battles. And Jenky, I will be back on track as soon as I can racing with you, my friend. Good to see you racing with us. And Wheels is going to have his work cut out now to get onto the podium because we've got Ollie and Gamer Dan out front. Ollie with an 8.8 of a second head lead at the moment. He's going really well. And he's going to have to dig deep. They're not going to want that back end of that car sliding around too much. They're going to want it planted, getting the power down out of every single corner. Sliding does slow you down. It is 0.8. As we come across the line, Gamer Dan does have the slipstream as we go up into the first corner to start lap number 3. I think we're on that number 3. Rastarik has knocked No.1 Pops all over the back of him. And then we've got Wheels and Jenky chasing each other at the back of the pack. Rastarik with those brake discs glowing red as he stomps on the brake pedal, buries it. The front of the car digs in, tries to get it slowed down into that first corner, and then it's a case of rotating it down the hill. Then you've got this beautiful little S at the bottom there. If you are really brave, you can really chuck the car through there, and as you go up the hill, it's on the brakes. The balance of the car through that little complex is changing all of the time, and it's so good. I love it. I love this. It's a tiny little track, but I love it because it goes so quickly. There's only a few corners you really need to master, and then you've got that beautiful little downhill section where you can get an overtake done and you can just enjoy the balance of the car as it goes through the corners, and then you're obviously on the brakes as you go up the hill to get it turned in for the left-hander. This is the little S. It's a sweep round to the left, a sweep round to the right, use the curb on the inside and then run along that curb hard on the brakes to get it rotated around, and then you're into a very, very tight left-hander and then a right onto the long straight. And if you can get that little complex done very, very well and keep it out of the wall, then you've got a lovely long run here where you can slipstream up into turn 1, and then depending on how brave you're feeling in turn 1, there are opportunities there as well. But at the moment, we've got 2 battles. We've got Ollie and Gamer Dan, and we've got No.1 and Rasta Rick, both going well. No.1 Pops, as we join him, just pops it up into 3rd place. Rick right on his back bumper. So we're going to come down the hill. Rick is going to have a lovely little slipstream through here. If he could stay on the back of him and get a good final corner, so this one and the next one, so the final couple of a good final couple of corners, then Rick is going to have a lovely run. Oh, Rick's going early. He's gone for the inside. No.1 Pops giving him room. Rasta Rick giving No.1 Pops room too. Rick can't quite get through there, but he's played his hand. No.1 Pops knows he's there. He knows he's going to want that place back. They are very close. In fact, they are pretty much neck and neck as they come across the line, those 2 guys. Wheels is closing pretty quickly in the background as well, but it's a short sprint, this one, and when you do find yourself off the back, unfortunately, it's very, very difficult to haul yourself back into it. And as you can see, you know, Gamer Dan is 9 seconds down the road, and Ollie 9 seconds down the road from these 2. It's a banging race out front. So we come around the last couple of corners. This is going to be the last one. Gamer Dan is right with Ollie. Can he get the undercut? Is this going to be an undercut and a drag to the line? Oh, it's so close. It's 0.1, it's 0.09, 0.085, 0.07, 0.5 on the line, and then just behind it is equally as close. Wheels has closed up really, really nicely. It's going to be 0.6 and 0.7 of those guys go across the road, across the line. No.1 Pops, Rasta Rick and Wheels, and my mate Jenky with the vibrate plate, J3NKI. He's going to come across the line to take 6th place. Oh, wow, that was really good. Really, really good stuff. Thoroughly enjoyed that one. I hope all the guys over at Power 2.5 are enjoying this one too as well. That's not where I want to go. I want to save the replay and we'll share that. Tom, are you streaming at the minute, my friend? Are you streaming or just racing? If you're streaming, chuck your stream address out. I'll let people know that you can come and have a little look. Ollie says, did I block you, Dan? Dan says, Ollie, this isn't the gauntlet, dude. It's Daytona. It is. We're looking forward to Daytona, the one after this one. Ollie was your winner with a 49.466. Gamer Dan in second with a 49.407 and the fastest lap. No.1 Pops in third with a 50.066. Rick in fourth, just ahead of Wheels, who was recovering in fifth, and Jenky in sixth for that one. Your top 3 to start the night, Ollie, Dan and No.1 Pops. But again, it's not about the winning. It's all about the taking part, giving it your best shot. Talking about taking part and giving it your best shot, we are off to the Nürburgring, and I think I've frightened Greg. He's not in tonight. Oh no, where's Greg? I put this one on for Greg and he's not here. Oh no, he's frightened, he's scared. I've frightened him off. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. Let's start the qualifier at past for this one. So give the guys 6 minutes and see if we get anybody jump in. Ollie says it was a thumbnail that scared him off. Did you like the thumbnail? Did you all understand the relevance of the thumbnail? That's the question. Yeah, number one, Tom, I realised it was the audio feed only. I just didn't know whether you'd got a, if you guys have got a, anybody was streaming it. If anybody's streaming what you're doing, pop it up there so, you know, people can pop onto YouTube and just say hello. But I really appreciate you, and hello to everybody at Power 2.5. Hope you're going well, hope you're enjoying it. For those of you who don't know, Tom, Jack says, hold up, I'm coming. He's joining. Good man. Ollie says, Mitch, can you rate my livery? I will in a moment. Yeah, Tom, he's runs the Outlaws, and they the Power 2.5, which is all about tuning and stuff like that. So yeah, if you want to do something a little bit different, then hook up with Tom or No.1 Pops and a number of the guys. Vic races with them, Stiggy as well. There's quite a few guys, and whilst obviously I race with them occasionally when I can, but I don't actually host any of their races. That's all handled with those guys, but very much affiliated with us, and they've also got a Power 2.5 Discord channel as well. Let's just go on track. Yeah, they've got a Discord channel as well that I follow, and it's really nice because, you know, I do what I do. If you're into tuning and all that sort of stuff and road cars and stuff, then you've got that. If you're into your league racing, then you've got TCSRL, and if you are into your championship racing, then we've got Hulky, and obviously TCSRL are doing their championships as well. So those are the guys that I tend to collaborate with at the moment, and I'm also talking to a couple of other people that want to, well, they're on the fringes. We're not actually talking about collaborating at the moment, but we've got a couple of others. I need to be a little bit careful we don't do too many different communities because it will get a little bit overwhelming, but I do try to find people that are like-minded, so yeah, we'll see how we go. As No.1 Pop says, we own poachers, we are all PSR registered. Absolutely, and they race within our rules as well. Although they're called outlaws. They're called outlaws because when I introduced the rules, I insisted that everybody had Discord, and some people within the community didn't want Discord, and it gave people a place to go. And then a lot of those guys have now come back into PSR, and they're registered and they race within the rules because they know they're good, they know their work, and it's lovely. I love racing with those guys when I can. Very often on a Saturday or Sunday when I can, if I see them, I'll jump in for a race. They'll tell you it's not often enough. Not often enough, is it, guys? I know it's not often enough. Maybe one night, I might come and gate crash you, and we all race together one night. How's about that? I can relax, sit back, and enjoy racing with you guys, with you hosting. The only trouble then is we're going to have to do jokers and weird stuff like that, of course. We're going to have to do all weird stuff like that. Have we got the qualifier going? Did I put the qualifier on? Do you know what? I'm losing the plot again. Have I started the qualifier? No, haven't started the qualifier. Starting the qualifier at past. Thought I was. Paul, thank you for popping in, my friend. Paul Emmers is in the room. And Jack Kobe's in the room too. So we've got 10 now. We've got Jack Kobe, Gamer Dan, Ollie, Wills, Jenky, Rasterick, Trigger, Paul Emmers, No.1 Pops. Well, 9 because obviously I'm not racing at the moment. But where is younger Greg? Greg, where are you? Where are you? As No.1 Pop says, we specialise in road cars only. You say that? You were in the Elantra the other night, if I remember rightly. The Elantra's not a road car. Well, it is. But in the game, it's a GR4 car. Okay. Moving quickly on. It's half past. We've got Gr.B, Gamer Dan, Ollie, Wills, Jenky, Rasterick, Trigger, Emma's, and No.1 Pops. Let's start the qualifying and see how we go. No, that was when Pops. I jumped into Tom's lobby, and I thought you were running the Elantra. Oh, where were we racing? My brain is really bad. I can't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Right. What I do need to do, because I'm getting into trouble again. I'm getting into trouble. You see, Ollie, what I wanted to do is I wanted to have a look at your car in race trim in the quali. I have actually seen this. This livery did actually go up in the Discord, and he's got the special one on the back, and it's blue with what I'm assuming are cookies. And every time I look at it, I really want a cookie. And I'm just wondering if he's going to be able to drive that as well as the Cookie Monster. And it really needs to have. There's one little thing you're missing on that. Oh no, he's not missing actually. I think he has. He's got the Cookie Monster on the back of it. I didn't notice it. It's very subtle on the rear wheel arches. The Cookie Monster's there. Rick saying it's Nick saying it's making him hungry. It's making him hungry. But yeah, lovely livery. Flashing the lights as he comes around, getting all up over the curbs. I'm hoping everybody has checked the race parameters for this one. I really, really do. It's a special race for a special guy, but he's not in here today. Dan, he's in the top list gang. We'll give him some respect. Somebody said to me, what was it? I don't know when it was, a little while ago. He says, why is Gamer Dan run around with topless gang on the back of his car? Isn't that a little bit sort of a bit rude? And they were trying to pick me up on the livery. And I go, no, he goes to topless gang because he never wears a shirt. And it's like, what? And then I pointed that individual to the end of year videos that Gr.x and the guys put together for me. And Dan's always doing his thank you little cameo piece in the video without his shirt, and he's always running around without his shirt on. So that's where the topless comes in. So if anybody is out there wondering what on earth is going on, that is it. He's a shirtless wonder. Shirtless wonder is our Gamer Dan. And then we've got Gr.b is in the livery that I believe Gr.b put together for him. Silver, pink and black and white, and yeah, took him a long old while to put that together. Kobe Juice on the back and the front there. He's Gr.b's secret sauce. He's chasing down Jenky at the moment, and Jenky having a bit of a mare in the BMWs, but he's in the GT3 cars now, or the GR3 cars as they are in Gran Turismo. So I'm sure Jenky will be going well. Just watching these two circulating at the moment. Whilst I'm doing that, I haven't put any replay options on. I was enjoying watching these guys running, and I got befuddled because Ollie wanted me to go and look at his Cookie Monster livery. So Gr.b with 2 lights on his wagon, indicating that he's running second on track. Gamer Dan, I imagine, has got 1 light on his wagon to indicate that he is first in class. Again, somebody the other day said to me, what's the significance of the lights on the side of the cars? It basically gives you your top 3. So when you're in multi-class racing and stuff like that, and some of the endurance races, it enables the spectators to see who the top 3 racers are. Obviously, if you have more than 3 lights, it gets a little bit difficult to see. So you've got Gamer Dan there with 1 light, Gr.b with 2, and Jenky. Well, unfortunately, Jenky's not got the lights on his car, on his livery. It's an option in the livery editor. But if he did, then he would have had them in there. And at the moment, I think that Wills has just been promoted. There you go, 2 lights on my wagon, says Wills. He's got the lights on his car. So 2 lights on there. He has just been promoted up into second. So Gamer Dan with 1, Wills with 2, and No.1 Pops. Does he have the lights on? No, he doesn't. He's got a very spangly sky livery there. Sky is the limit for our No.1 Pops this evening. Alas, he hasn't got the lights on his livery. You guys, you need to go in the livery area and put the lights on. Put them lights on. See, Jenkins not getting any lights, and who else? There's Rasta Rick. He's got lights, but he hasn't got any lights on because he's not in the top 3. He's not running top 3 on the track at the moment, so that's why his lights are out. But he has got lights on. Paul doesn't have lights. Trigger, we can't see because he's in the pits. Ollie, how can you not have the lights on that car? Go and get them. Put them on. And Mr. Gr.B, I think he's sandbagging for this one. He's going to be wanting to come through from the rear. So we'll check in with Mr. Gr.B and see how many lights he can get on his car and then extinguish on his car. But it is Gamer Dan out front at the moment. Wheels Racing still in second. Loving the Golf livery on that one. I ought to have the Porsche. I should have put the Porsche up here, shouldn't I? I've got the 18th scale model of the Porsche with the Golf livery. Was really pleased to pick that one up. Except my Porsche has the orange wheels, whereas Wheels has gone for the Go Faster black wheels. On the model, I really like them on the orange. I struggled to find the orange wheels, and then suddenly one of the models came up and it's like, I've got to have that. I'm having that. Definitely going to have that. So Gamer Dan is out front with a 157.355. Wheels Racing in second, 0.204 behind. But the big question is, can Wheels stay out of trouble in this one? To get the 3 race wins I challenged him with, podiums even. He's got a podium in all 3 races now, including the dirt one. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. I'm piling the pressure on the young man. Another young man is Ollie. He's going really well lately, is Ollie. Always there or thereabouts, and sometimes he's running away up front. But certainly having some ding-dong battles with Dan and Gr.B at the moment is our Ollie. And I'm loving the way that he's settled into PSR and lighting up our races. And this is the guy. He found us because I smashed into him a couple of times on a daily race and apologised. He said, oh, who's this Mitchell Morgan? I go and have a look. He's never looked back. And we love having all of the youngsters as well as the older guys. So some of the youngsters is Ollie, Wills and our Mr. Gr.B. Right, amongst others. Where are we? Ollie says, Mitch, check the roof. I can't see the roofs. I can't see the roof. How do I see the roof on your car? I don't think I can. Right, tyres is your only warning, I'm going to say to this one. And the race is starting at 22. So it gives them a minute or so just to get their tyres sorted out. What tyres they want to start on, etc. Etc. It's got a giant cookie monster on the roof. I saw the 2 cookie monsters on the side, but I didn't see the cookie monster on the roof. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if in the race it does an overhead shot of your car. We will have to look. We will have to look. William says, that was funny, Ollie. Were you trying to let Jack through? I was trying to let you both through. There we go. All good fun. Right. Okay, we've got just under a minute to go, and then we will be going racing. We've got Gamer Dan and Wheels Racing on the front row, first and second. Then we've got Ollie and No.1 Pops on row number 2. Jenky and Master Rick on row number 3. And then we've got Paul and Trigger row number 4, with Gr.B on his own at the back of the grid. And obviously with this one, technical track. And as you can see on the screen there, all 3 tyre compounds required on this one. In spectate mode, press the triangle, it zooms in on cars. People keep telling me about that, and I keep forgetting. Let's start the race. Yeah, I keep forgetting. Thank you for the reminder, my friend. Thank you for the reminder. Gr.x says, is pit stop mandatory? Mate, you've got to run all 3 compounds. I mean, we've only got a 6-lap race and I've got to do all 3 compounds. There is a reason for it. And unfortunately, the reason's not here. The reason's not with us tonight. There we go. Look, we can zoom in on Gamer Dan. I can pick up Ollie and zoom in. But alas, we can't see the roof. So we've got Gamer Dan. He's on the front row. We've got Wills Racing in second. We've got Ollie in third. We've got No.1 Pops in fourth. Jenky. See, look at this. It makes your eyes go funny if you do it too much. There's Ollie. Whoa, we got the Cookie Monster on the top. We got the Cookie Monster on the top. We just saw his eyes there. We saw his eyes. I'll tell you what, the Cookie Monster's not helping him through. He's only in third. We've got Gamer Dan out front. Wills in second. Ollie in third. Jenky fourth. No.1 Pops in fifth. Gr.B already up to fifth. As I say that, he just made a move on No.1 Pops to go fifth. So, oh, there's a bit of tyre smoke there, and I can see Ollie was off on the grass there. Not sure if that was an unforced error or whatever, but at the moment, Gamer Dan out front, and Wills is looking like the cork in a bottle as Gr.B goes off. Oh, big off for Kobe in the background. We don't often see that. Let's enjoy this. Trigger and Gr.B in the gravel. Jack's got it all to do again. He'd gone from the back and got himself all the way up into fifth. Now he finds himself back down in eighth and floundering. No lights on my wagon, Mr. Kobe. No what lights on my wagon. He sent me a video earlier on Discord of him and his dad out in the little Mazda MX-5 they had, and Gr.by's going around Snetterton, and he gets it a little bit loose on the exit, and his dad uses some choice words. I can't repeat them because I'll break every PSR rule in the book. His dad was not happy. In the words of Jezza, I think a little bit of bleep might have come out. Oh, no such thing for Gamer Dan. He's out front at the moment by 3.3 seconds and running away from it. Ollie is half a second ahead of Jenky that has come through, and already we've got a couple of the guys are into the pits. So we've got Ollie and Jenky are losing the racing hard and the racing medium tyres. No.1 Pops is also in, and Gr.B all on the hard trigger as well. So quite a few guys running on the hard tyres for the first lap. But we've got Gamer Dan, Wills Racing, Paul and Rasterick have all gone round. So this is really going to be mixing this one up good and proper. We are going to have all sorts of cars all over the place around here. And I'm hoping that at the very end, they're all going to come back together. So we are going to have no idea who is going to be leading this one. At the moment, it is Gamer Dan with one light on his wagon, Wills Racing with 2 lights on his wagon, and Paul with no lights on his wagon because he hasn't got the lights turned on. Well, he hasn't got them turned on, he hasn't got them fitted. Paul, where's the lights? Where's the lights? Where are the lights? Right, so Gamer Dan, Wills and Paul Emmers are your 1, 2, 3 at the moment. 7.5 seconds splitting the top 3, but only 0.5 of a second splitting second and third. Rasterick is just off the back in the beautiful Martini livery. Now if Rasterick can get ahead of Paul, then he'll get 3 lights on his wagon, but at the moment he's only got no lights on his wagon. The lights are there, they're just not lit. He's going to want those lit, so he's going to be pushing. But of course, what's going to happen with the pit stops? It'll all change. It will all change. Ollie, well, the Cookie Monsters were going well. He's going well. I do understand that Ollie has got a little bit of a secret weapon, whereas our mate Gr.B languishing down here in 8th. His secret weapon is Kobe juice. I have it on good authority today that the Cookie Monster has eaten rather too many cookies, and there's a little bit of flatulence going on. For those of you that need to Google that one, you can Google that, you know what I mean. But there's a certain amount of stuff coming out of the exhaust pipe at the moment that's giving him a little boost every now and then as the Cookie Monster goes, When will we see it? There we go. He's flashing his lights. There's another little bit that just popped out the back. God, when are these guys going to pit? Do they even know they've got a pit? Dan is still running out front. He's 27 seconds down the road and wondering what on earth is going on. Ollie is 1.1 ahead of Jenky. And Jenky's 2.1 ahead of Wills. Wills is half a second ahead of Paul now. So Jenky is in third, but alas, no lights on his wagon. So Wills chasing him down at the moment. He's 2 down. So could this be Wills' opportunity to get onto the podium and get one of those 3 lights lit? He's going to be pushing hard. But of course, how is the strategy going to play? What tyres are they on? Going to be interesting. Should we have a little look at the tyres? We've got Dan is on the racing softs. Ollie is on the mediums. Jenky's on the softs. Wills is on the softs. Paul is on the hards. Rick is on the softs with a 3-second penalty, so it looks like he's had a misdemeanor in the pits. Gr.B is also on the softs. No.1 Pops is on the softs, and Trigger is also on the softs. So there's quite a few of the guys on the softs at this point in time. Dan is... What's Dan doing? He's like 28 seconds down the road. Do you know what he's going to do? He's going to pit, reverse, pit again, reverse and pit again. He's going to do all 3 pit stops on one lap. That's what he's going to do. I know what he's going to do. Jenky and Wills going fine. They're in second and third. So these guys have not pitted either. So I'm going to have to do... It's going to be frantic. Their pit crews are going to be tearing their hair out. Those guys at the front that haven't yet pitted, because they are going to be in, out, and shake it all about, good and proper. Paul Emma's just in for his pit stop. He's going to be coming out. He's on the racing mediums now. So we're just on board with Dan, just coming through. He's going to come up to the left-hander, the right-hander, and then it's a run up to the chicane. Jenky is 29 seconds back, and he's got Wills all over the back of him now. So Wills Racing does now have 3 lights lit on his wagon. He's now trying to make that 2 lights on his wagon. Wills, you are up against a very, very respectful racer, my friend. We could get some side-by-side action very, very soon. Jenky will race really hard. He'll cover the inside line. He does. Lovely defensive line through there. Wills just going a tiny little bit deeper. Dan is in for his pit stop. Oh, Wills with one wheel in the gravel there. So these guys are going to have to come in for their pit stop at the end of this one. Dan is in to lose the soft tyres at last. He's then just going to do a lap on the mediums and a lap on the hards, or the lap on the hards and the lap on the mediums, whichever way round it is. But these 2 guys are in trouble. Jenky and Wills Racing are in trouble now. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I think that these 2 have got carried away. Wills Racing has gone for an overtake here, but I have a funny feeling they're going to have a very, very, very hard lesson to learn. Number 1 is to listen to the stream. Number 2 is to check the race settings before you go out. Wills, 2 lights on his wagon now, with Gamer Dan out front with 1 light on his wagon. Rick in 4th. Although sometimes you can't... This is the problem I have, okay? I might be lying here, because you can't always trust Gran Turismo. Look, I've got no Ps for any of the cars. So, have they pitted? Has Trigger pitted? We don't know. Has Paul pitted? Well, we know he's pitted. We saw him pit. But there's no P on the screen. Telephony Digital, what are you doing to me? You're letting me down. I don't know who's pitted and when. What's going on? And what's occurring? We know that Gamer Dan has pitted. He pitted on lap number 4. He's going to have to dive in again at the end of this one. So, my question here is has Wills and Jenky pitted and I haven't seen? They must have done. They must have done. They must have done, because they're all starting to come together at the back there. Well, I say they're all coming together. Game of Dan is still 8.5 seconds out front. He's on fire in this Porsche around this track. Wills and Jenky still locked together in battle. And we've got other battles going on as well. Jenky's a little bit further back in 3rd. And then we've got Rasterik in 4th. And then we've got Gr.B and Ollie very, very close together. So the Cookie Monster, he needs to eat some more cookies and get that extra boost that Ollie needs. It looks like he's not boosting Ollie enough at the moment. We've got Dan, Wills and Jenky all in the pits for a change of tyres. So, as I said, I think that they have been changing tyres. I just haven't seen it on the track. And as I say, the game is letting me down with no Ps. But we've got Dan, Wills, Jenky and Rick all in the pits at the same time at the moment. Gr.B going around, so it looks like Gr.B could be... he's not going to be taking the lead, because I think Game of Dan has exited the pits. But it is starting to close up a little bit now. Gr.B is just... it's going to be 3 seconds behind Game of Dan on the final lap. So this little front group, it is closing up. We are 2.8 to Gr.B. Gr.B's got 1 second to Ollie, who's got 3.8 to Wills. Wills has got Jenky on his heels with 1.2, and No.1 Pops is right on the back of Jenky. I mean, you can't even call that one, because they are absolutely bumper to bumper as they went through there. Jenky would love to have No.1 Pops leave him alone so he can get on the back of Wills Racing, and Wills really, really, really wants that 3rd place. No.1 Pops looking for a way around the outside of Jenky. I told you about the respectability. Look at that. Jenky holding a line, giving No.1 Pops just enough. It was just a car's width through there, and No.1 doing the same through here. Both of them really, really respectful. Jenky not quite able to put his wheels up the inside there. I think there may well have been a little indicator flash there to say thank you. And as they come up to the end of this one, it is Game of Dan with Gr.B right on his back bumper as they go up towards the chicane. Gr.B goes for a move around the outside, but Game of Dan is going to have the inside for the chicane. Gr.B's going to have to drop in behind. Can he get the switcheroo done? Gr.B's going to have the inside for the final corner. Game of Dan, is he going to be able to hang it around the inside, or is he going to try the switcheroo? He's got Ollie right on his back bumper too. This is going to be really close here. Game of Dan just giving Ollie a little squeeze on the line. 0.2 and then 0.09 between Ollie and Game of Dan. Really tight on the line. Wills in a fine 4th. No.1 Pops is going to come across 5th. Jenky 6th. Paul Emmons in 7th. And then we're going to have Rasterik in 8th, and Trigger is going to come across in 9th. Didn't see too much of the guys at the back in that one, because lots and lots and lots of good racing up front. And as I said, it was all about the tyres, and then it was all about the guys closing up at the end. They would all come together. So it's hard in those races, because you've got to keep pushing, because you don't know what the other guys are doing. You don't really know who you are racing. Now, even though it's a sprint race, effectively, throwing pit strategy in there really does mix it up a lot. And rather than just a stop and go where everybody's on the same tyre, having the different tyres, you really don't know where you are in a race. You've just got to push on every single one. And Ollie says, Jack, when did you pit 2 times? See, even with the guys, they're questioning when they pitted, because I didn't see the guys pitting. I was calling it out that Wills and Ollie and Wills and I think it was No.1 or Jenky, Wills and Jenky, I think, that they'd got it wrong and they hadn't pitted, and I was getting really worried. Of course, they had pitted, it just didn't come up and I didn't see it. So I apologise, guys. It was commentators' blindness on that one. Gr.B anyway was your winner, a 156.165, just 0.271 on the line, just getting through that last corner. He got the right line through the chicane. He got the inside line for Gamer Dan, so setting that one up from the chicane, and unfortunately Dan was unable to get the switchback, and Ollie put his nose in there as well. So Gamer Dan in second with a 157.275, and then Ollie in third with a 156.624, and well, less than 1/10 of a second between Gamer Dan and Ollie on the line. Wills in fourth, No.1 Pops in fifth, Jenky sixth, Paul Emmers in seventh, Rasta Rick in eighth, Trigger in ninth. Your top three for that one: Gr.B, Gamer Dan and Ollie. Well done guys. Did you enjoy the shenanigans of having to do all of the tyres in that one? Very unusual, not something I do very often. That one was put in there for Greg, and he didn't turn up. We might have to save that one away and drop that on at night when Greg is in. I'm not going to let him get away with that. I'm not going to let our Greg get away with that. Gamer says, I tried cutting Jack off at the chicane, but didn't have the grip. we saw. Tyre strategy coming into play, maybe. It was all good. Right, we are going to do a qualifier on this one. I'm going to do the qualifier at 10 o'clock. We've got plenty of time for this one. So this effectively, so the first race was just for me because I love watching the BMW M2s. I love watching the guys racing them. I love racing them myself, but I did enjoy watching the car control on those guys and the forward sliding through the corners, and it's just beautiful to watch those guys. For this one, for the last one, I did the Nürburgring with 3 pit stops because Greg decided to have a big old argument with the barrier yesterday. I have it on good authority. He's been practicing, by the way, guys. Maybe that's what he's doing tonight. He didn't want to race with us because he's off practicing the Nürburgring so he doesn't get embarrassed again. So unfortunately, Greg wasn't around for that one. We'll save it and we'll do that another. We'll catch him out, guys. We will catch him out. Mischievous Mitchell Morgan will come out that night. So this one is all about Gamer Dan that we're just on board with now, and Ollie, wherever Ollie is. Oh, Ollie's in the Cars livery. That's I can't remember the name now. Oh, what's the character? Can't think. Anyway, he's in the Cars livery, and it'll be interesting to see how those two go, or whether Jack and Wills or any of the other racers that are racing can upset the apple cart and put a cat amongst the pigeons and all of those silly things that I'm running out of ideas on now because my brain stopped. In the chat, Jack Kobe's saying that was close, Dan. Ollie's saying almost Dan, and Dan with a smiley laughy face, and he says I tried cutting Jack off at the chicane but didn't have the grip. And then Jack says, yes Dan, I just about got my hooter up the inside. For those of you who don't know, hooter's a nose. And thank you to whoever just said Lightning McQueen. That's the name of Ollie's car in the Cars films. It is Lightning McQueen, the number 95 on the top, sponsored by the Rusties pit crew. Rasta Rick, he's in a very dark car, quite stealthy around here at night. It's khaki, green and black. Oh, it's a Halo car. So we've got a little bit of Xbox on the PlayStation here. That's a bit of a contradiction, isn't it? From Mr. Rasta Rick. It was Ollie who said Lightning McQueen. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. And Jack Kobe says, Mitchell, can I share that video in Discord then? Yes, of course you can, my friend. You'll just have to bleep your dad out. You'll need to be bleep bleep. No, it's fine. It's fine. I think in that context, although it's a bit beyond our rules, I think it sort of puts into context that your dad was not impressed, shall we say. So yeah, if anybody shouts at me, I will very, very naughtily turn a blind eye, my friend. Turn a blind eye. And No.1 Pops says, mine days of thunder. Where's No.1 Pops then? Where's No.1 Pops? Oh, look at that. That's a lovely, that's a proper Days of Thunder. That's a proper NASCAR-y type of livery on that one. Oh, look at the flames spurting out of both sides of that car as we went through there. Right, it is 10 o'clock. I need to get the get this one underway. We've got Gr.B and Gamer Dan, Ollie and Wheels Racing, Drac Fury is in with Jenky, Rasterick, Trigger, Paul Emmers, No.1 Pops, and Mifty. Always looks like Mifty. It's M33 FDY. I'm going to call him Mifty. Right, start the qualifying, and we'll see how we go in this one. So we're up to 11 runners now, and as I said, this is a bit of a rerun of the race last night. And unless we get caught out, there shouldn't be any shenanigans in this one tonight. Gamer Dan says, wow, Pops, Days of Thunder takes me back. Yeah, it certainly does. Tom Cruise looked quite young in that one. He looks quite young in that film. Right, I need to chill it a bit. My headache's getting a little bit worse, but we're good for the moment. We'll see this one through to the end. Some cracking racing. God, listen to that. Listen to that car. Listen to that engine. Let's pop some information on. So it's just going to be racing soft tyres for this one. It's a straight 10 laps around here. I've actually upped the tyres from 1.1 to 2.2 just to mix it up a little bit from last night. We are racing at night. Beautiful around this Daytona International Circuit at night. It really is. You've got the big old stand in the middle of the circuit with the position numbers on it. Really ought to have a look and see. Well, I don't know if it does change. Probably isn't. And then you've got some other neon signs around. You used to get a aeroplane that went through on this, but they seem to have done away with that animation. The big airliner landing or taking off, one or the other. You've got the Ferris wheel in the middle of the circuit as well. And then just this huge amounts of tarmac around the bus stop with these huge, massive runoff areas. Hopefully nobody will be using those this evening. And of course we also know about the cheat in this one for the last lap. If anybody is found using the cheat, they will be severely reprimanded. I do not expect to see anybody using that. And we've got Gr.B right on the back of Jenky at the moment. I don't know if Jack is pushing Jenky to get him further up the order, or whether he is simply going to slip Jack off and backing out of his qualifying lap so that he can start at the back. He does enjoy the challenge of coming through the pack. Although at the moment there are some very quick races in here, and we don't always see Jack on the podium in some races when he's coming through from the back, so he doesn't always get his own way. And we've got a few races in this one. We've got 11 people on track. Gr.B's car spitting fire as well. It's like a fire-breathing dragon. Lights blaring, exhaust spitting fire, engines roaring, the smell of tyre and fuel and oil, brake dust. Nothing better. Of course, I'm having to sit here and imagine a lot of that because we're on sim, but you can just imagine it. I do sit here with these guys when I'm watching them, and it's when we're in a race and it's a really tight race and you've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them all battling together. It really is like watching professional racing drivers on TV, and just brilliant, love it. Right, so we've got Gamer Dan is going to be coming across the line to set his first flying lap. This is going to give us an idea of what we're chasing. We're chasing a 147.8. I'm expecting people in the 146s. Ollie won the 147.5. Wheels with a 147.5. Jenky with a 147.3 has just gone top, with Gr.B close behind a 147.4. So Kobe has set a time. So very, very close. We are half a second covering the top 5 on this one. And of course, slipstreaming is going to come in and play a part in this one. People setting, obviously, lap records because they will be finishing their first lap. These guys should get a second hot lap in, so the order could well change. And at the moment, it is tight. We've got half a second covering the top 5 places at the moment. Jenky is going quicker. He's just put in a 147.332. So he is now top of the timing charts with Gr.B just behind a 147.433. I bet Ollie Wilson Gamer Dan is saying, Jack, come and give me a bump. Give me a bump. Ollie channeling his inner Disney. Was it Disney? It was Pixar, wasn't it, actually? Everything ends up being Disney. But Jenky's just saying thank you to Jack Gr.B for helping him through. Wheels is in 4th at the moment. He's only 0.264 off the pace. Bearing in mind that Jenky and Jack Gr.B have been working together, it's great to see that Ollie's only, what, 2.5 tenths behind. Oh, Ollie, as I say that, he does a commentator's curse on me, and he goes with a 147.008. Oh, wow, 8/1000ths of a second off of a 146. I predicted a 146 might come. Unfortunately, Ollie not quite able to deliver that for us, and I think that most of the other guys are finished up. Number 1's got a half-second penalty, so that one's not going to count. Rick has finished. I think that is it. Nobody able to get into the 146s. M33 just coming around. I think he's a bit off the pace. He's got a 150, so I think it is going to be Ollie that is going to lead us away. Dan was up by 0.3 and he got a penalty. That's not good. And Dan's also saying, I think this Jack Gr.B character is an imposter. Can we take him out? Can we take him out? Oh, I think, no, we're playing it proper. We're playing it proper tonight. Rachel, thank you for popping in, and thank you for the 19.99. You really didn't need to do that, my friend. You so did not need to do that. But thank you so much. Thank you so much. Nest Sim Racing, good evening. Hope you and everyone is keeping well. Am I okay to spectate this one? Yes, you are. Please jump in. We've got enough room. Please jump in. And I'm going to get this one. I'm going to start the race. Race starting at X09. If I can get this out in time, just so the guys can see. And Port Pie says, your commentary makes for good radio. I appreciate that, my friend. Oh, that's made my day. That has really made my day. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Jack Gr.B says, going from the back, I meant to back out of my lap. He didn't. He got carried away. Oh, thank you for the beers for Rachel, my friend. Thank you so much. And just Rachel, you really didn't need to do that. It's very, very, very much appreciated. Don't get me wrong. But none of you ever need to donate around here. Gamer Dan says, Rachel, show your flag, please, so we can see who you are. Yeah, make sure that he isn't the German one. I can assure you that he's got to be the real Rachel. Rachel's GT Racing. It really must be. Rachel, stick your channel up, will you, my friend? We're going racing. Hey, why are you not in this one, Rachel? Why are you not in this race? Where are you? Come on down. Come and race with us. God, that's so generous. So generous. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Right, let's get into spectate mode. Let's get some information on. And we are going to be leading away with Ollie. Jenky in second. This is useful to get the zoom in because they're so far away. I can zoom in and see them. The zoomies. Mitchell's got the zoomies. And we are away at Daytona. Oh, we've got a really slow car at the back. I think that was No.1 Pops that bogged down on the line there. We've got Gr.B's dropped to the bottom of the track there. I hope he doesn't get a penalty for track limits there. Ollie and Jenky side by side into the first corner, and it's almost 3 wide behind. They're really bunched up beautifully through here. Going side by side by side by side. Wow, guys, how are you doing that and not getting into each other? Dan with a slight rub, I think, on Jenky, possibly there. I'm not sure. I might be calling that out as I see it and not as it actually happened. But it's Ollie and Dan who are 1 and 2. They are going to want to resume where it was left off yesterday. Jenky is going to be saying, no, I'm not having any of that. Actually, Jenky's going a little bit deep into some of these corners, so I think it may well have been me just calling that incorrectly and camera angles catching me out. But it is Ollie who is 0.9 ahead of Gamer Dan at the moment. It's very, 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 very close indeed. Or Rachel's live at the moment. If you can, guys, pop across to Rachel's stream and just say hello. Tell her Mitchell sent you. Not you guys that are racing, please. Please can. I don't want anybody going on auto drive and upsetting this one. That would be really bad. Oh, Mifty's got into 3rd. So Will's in 4th at the moment. No.1 Pops in 5th. We go through the bus stop. Does everybody keep it clean and tidy? Has anybody... Oh, look at that. Gr.B right on the back of No.1 Pops through the bus stop. He was practically pushing No.1 through there. The sparks are flying up ahead as the cars are bottoming out. That beautiful NASCAR livery from No.1 Pops. Gr.B right in his wheel tracks. God, it's going to be 4. We've got 2 wide. We got, is that Mifty and Wills, I think, were 2 wide. And we've got 4 cars all together. Look at it. This is like proper GT racing. No.1 Pops. Oh, I don't know whether he got broke or got a little bit of a nudge there, but he's gone a little bit deep. We were just riding on board. Commentator's curse. Striking again. A little bit deep into that one. Up front, it is Gamer Dan. Half a second ahead of Ollie at the moment. Ollie's channeling his inner Lightning McQueen. What can he do? These cars spitting fire. Brake discs glowing red as the brakes. Oh, Ollie. How on earth did he save that? How on earth? That was full 90 degrees to the track. We see it so often, and Ollie manages somehow just to get the back in check, pull it round and keep going in a straight line. How on earth did he do that? Just as we were on board with him. It is a rare mistake. When I say that, I see him with the back end out a lot. It's not rare at all. He's just a leery lad. He's a youngster. He needs to go for driving lessons to learn how to race. That's the hell. He's up there. Up front all the time. It's me that needs the lessons. And talking about that, look at the way he goes through that bus stop. Beautiful. Right on the back of Gamer Dan and closing up. It's 0.3 of a second between those two. I say he went through there beautifully. He does need the lessons. He needs the lessons to learn how to go through there and not pick up a track limit penalty, because Ollie has a track limit penalty. Gamer Dan, it is your opportunity to shine. It is your opportunity to run away and hide now. Ollie is going to get swallowed up here. He's got Gr.B right on his back bumper. Gr.B giving him a little bit of a bump there, trying to keep Ollie in the mix here. So Ollie has managed to pay his penalty, I believe, and maintain second place, and he's only dropped back by about half a second. So Gamer Dan is 1 second out at the moment. Gr.B, he wants a 3-way battle up here, and I tell you what, Wills, if you can stick with Gr.B, and that's no mean feat, I must admit, you could quite easily make this a 4-way battle at the end. There's no boost in this one. This is all down to these cars. Look how respectful. It's just like watching real life racing with these guys all the way through the pack. They're all still very, very much together. You would think the boost was on. I assure you it's not. Boost is not on. These guys are doing it all themselves. Gr.B with a beautiful run out of that corner. Is he going to make the move on Ollie, or is he just going to tuck in behind? He tucks in behind at the moment. Just following through. Not quite close enough to do a bump draft. Or maybe he is, just to try and get on the back of Gamer Dan. They're 0.6 off of Gamer Dan at the moment. And closing. Gr.B right on Ollie's back bumper. Backs off respectfully as we go through the bus stop to make sure, A, he can get a good exit, so he can get a good run around this banked curve, and also to make sure he doesn't punt Ollie into oblivion. And Will's following around as well. He's just 0.4 off the back of Gr.B. So all these 4 guys up front going really, really well. But let's not forget the rest, because Drat Fury has got Mifty and Jenky right on his back bumper. And I tell you what, Jenky just getting past, I think, Mifty there. Jenky going really well, actually. Jenky's on a flyer. He's got a run on Drat Fury. Couldn't quite get around the outside there. Buries the brake pedal. Mifty closes up. Wheels racing all over the curb there. We just saw up front, and then we can see the rest just streaming through behind. There's another yellow car with 2 wheels off the track and bouncing across the curbs. And we've got one going up the inside. That's Mifty trying to do a move on No.1 Pops. That was a late dive into there, but it looks like he got that done. A little bit paint swapping, rubbing his racing. He didn't push Outlaw No.1 Pops off the track. Outlaw No.1 Pops looking for a way back through. He's going to know that Rasta Rick is prepared to fight hard. No.1 Pops can fight hard too, Rick. Be warned. Be warned. That NASCAR decorated Corvette could quite easily come flying up the inside if you leave the door open. Paul looking for a way through as well. Paul with a really nice line there. No.1 Pops was a little bit ragged on the exit at that corner while I'm calling him out. These guys often say, Mitchell, when you're calling our name out, it does fluster us. Let's see how we go into the bus stop. Come on, No.1 Pops. Do a NASCAR. Follow him through. Get that slipstream. Oh, we've got a pit. We've got a penalty there, I think, for one of the cars. Was that Paul? Had to be a penalty. He was all 4 wheels off the track. If he isn't, how on earth did he get away with that? I think that the marshals must have been asleep. No.1 Pops coming around the outside and Trigger there as well. We got 3 wide as we are coming around towards the first corner. We are sitting with these guys at the back because it's brilliant to watch. As I said before, it's always great up the front, but it's equally as good at the back. Paul and Trigger in the 2 yellow cars are side by side through the first corner. That shouldn't be possible. That should not be possible. They both come out of that without any harm. But look at that. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars all together there. All of them still racing really, really, really well. We've got Drat Fury is leading this little pack with Jenky right on his back bumper. Drat Fury on the back of his car says, just send it. Well, they are. They are sending it. Rick sending it, trying to get through on Jenky. Can't quite get through there. Jenky closes the door. Jenky just trying to get up the inside of Drat Fury, but Drat Fury saying, you're not having that. You're not close enough. I'm going to shut the door on you. Jenky having to get out of that one, but Drat Fury gets a half-second penalty. And I might be getting it wrong, actually, because Rasta Rick is in the middle of that one. So it might be change about. Look at the 4 at the back there. You've got the 3 yellow cars all together at the moment as they're coming down into the bus stop. This is going to be hairy. No.1 Pops out front. Mifty just looking for a late lunge on No.1, just getting to the back there. He's having to get it slowed down. No.1 Pops just managing to get that one through, but Mifty with Paul Emmers and Trigger right on his back bumper. And as we go around the banking, look at this, 3 cars, all teammates, and it is practically 3 abreast here. Trigger just staying on the back of Paul, looking for the slipstream, but what is going to happen as they come across the line? There's nothing between these guys at all. It's 0.1 between Paul and Mifty, but Mifty then goes through, and Trigger it's just 0.2. Can't call it, and it's changing all of the time. Mifty just getting the benefit out of that first corner, so Paul just in 10th and 9th. But it really doesn't matter. Or Mifty going for a lunge upside. Oh, he doesn't manage it. He's went a little bit deep on there and outbroke himself and into the barrier. So unfortunately, that is going to be that battle over. It's always difficult when you are racing that close. Yeah, you've got to remember sometimes that, you know, we are not professionals here. We are guys and girls sitting in our houses or our workplaces or wherever our rigs are, on our PlayStations, playing a computer game. I forget that sometimes when I'm commentating. Sometimes I really get into this and I really feel like I'm, you know, in a commentary box watching real cars racing. It is that brilliant. Sim Racing popped over to Rachel's live stream and said hello to show some support. Some support. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Thank you so very, very much. Where are we at the minute? We're on the last lap, and at the moment it is Gr.B who is out front. But obviously the question is whether Dan or Ollie were going to come across the line first, and unfortunately Dan has managed to pick him up a half-second penalty. That is going to make things really, really difficult, and he's going to get no time to recover from that. So the half-second penalty killing what would have been an absolutely barn-storming finish there. So it is Gr.B who came across the line first, with Ollie second and Wills getting the podium. So that's part one of the challenge set. I did ask him to get a podium tonight. Wills has delivered, and he delivered in style. Absolutely delivered in style. He'll take that one. William saying that was a great race. Gamer Dan, you missed the awesome battle between first, second and third. I could see it. I could see it. And I'll tell you what, depending on when we finish, I may well come back to that one at the end of the stream and commentate watching the top three. I wanted to just spend some time at the back because I don't look at the guys at the back very often. And with the three cars all the same colour and also the NASCAR in the mix, I just wanted to celebrate the fact that at PSR we do run people with very varied skills. And Dan, I don't mean this in any derogatory way, but we run people with A and A plus right the way down to C, D and even E ranked racers. And sometimes it's very easy to focus on the leaders and forget the individual battles that are going on behind. Because in my mind, you know, Rasta Rick, Trigger, Sim Racing, Paul and Mifty and the guys that were running at the back there, they are equally winners. You know, those 3 or 4 guys that are having one heck of a battle amongst themselves, they're having a little race of their own. They want to win their little battle. And I often call out, as I'm going to here, the top 3. It really makes no difference to me, because what I love is the guys midfield and at the back that are having those individual battles. So we will remind me at the end, and we'll come back, because it did look like a really good race between Jack, Ollie and Wills and Dan at the front there. Gr.B was your winner with a 146.477, half a second ahead of Ollie in second with a 146.6, and Wills Racing getting that podium place. Congratulations, my friend, a 146.7. And then Gamer Dan with that last minute penalty that did demote him. That must have really stung and hurt quite a lot. Rasta Rick with a really nice 5th with Drat Fury in 6th, and Jenky chasing hard in 7th, just 0.4 of a second between Drak and Jenky, and Rasta Rick only 0.2 of a second ahead. So you can see that, look, 9.2, 9.4 and 9.8 for 5th, 6th and 7th. This is what I'm talking about, these little individual battles. So Rasta Rick, Drat Fury and Jenky in a battle, and then No.1 Pops just winning out of that battle towards the back with Trigger, Paul and Mifty in 9th, 10th and 11th. So for once, I'm not going to call out the top 3, because there was 3 stupendous battles in that one, and it was absolutely fantastic. I have saved the replay, just double checking. I don't want to enter. Remind me at the end, guys, and we will come back and I'll do a commentary on that one at the end on the replay. Right, this one is for my mate No.1 Pops. He loves the off-roading, and there's some other very good off-roaders in here. I'm not going to call them out, but it's going to be good. It is going to be good, this one. Obviously, normal PSR rules apply, guys. So if you do take somebody out in a spectacular fashion, it would be nice if you could wait and run with them as we would normally. But this one is a little bit more than rubbing racing. There is going to be an awful lot of people sliding into each other. hopefully there will be a lot of people that will be synchronized sliding. But when you're going through the corners, you're going to get two cars. Another one's going to hit the side. They are going to bash quite hard. It's just the nature of the beast around here. So we will see how it goes. And obviously, normal PSR rules, relaxed ever so slightly. William says, my podium task is complete. No, mate, I wanted 3 podiums from you tonight. I wanted 3 podiums. You've got 1. I'm going to give it to you, mate. No, your podium task, definitely done. Definitely done, my friend. Well done. Well done. I love that. Loving it. Loving it. And I'm hoping, I mean, you've had a bit of a, I hope you don't mind me saying this, and I mean it in the nicest possible way. You've had a run of really bad luck races with some unfortunate bumps and spins and a couple of people, you know, taking you out, and you've missed braking zone and gone a bit deep, or, you know, had a spin out of a corner. And tell you what, if you've put that behind you, you are going to be right up there, my friend. You are going to be right up there. And let's see what you're like at rallying. Paul Emma says, going to skip this as I have the track wheel. Okay, not a problem. No worries. And Ollie's just saying the bus stop feels so different. Why did it feel so different? Why did it feel... No.1 Pops going, rally! Yes, this one is for No.1 Pops. This one is for him. He requested this one. And, you know, although I do run the randomizer and stuff like that... Oh, didn't want to do that. Let's just exit out there. I'm going to... we're going to start the race. I'm going straight into the race for this one. This one is going to be starting at past. past. On this one, I just want to take a break from commentary for the moment, just to get myself sorted out. Okay, Ollie's just saying that it felt a bit off. There was some very unusual track limits in that one. We got the normal settings that we have, so it shouldn't have particularly been aggressive. But yeah, it did look a little bit. It did look a little bit tough on the old track limits. So No.1 Pops, this is his race as he comes over the jump. He is going to be in the Dago green, lime green. That's really sort of Dago green and white car with the black sponsorship decals on it. He is going to be one to watch. Gamer Dan's also going to be one to watch. He's in a black monster car. He's in No.1's in the Focus. Dan is also in the Focus. Rick is also in the Focus, in a very spangly Dragon Balls livery. So that's a nice one. Nice orange wheels. So trying to camouflage himself against the netting here. So when he goes into the netting, you won't be able to see him. We know what your game is, mate. We know what your game is. It's a clever one. We like it. Genki in the primarily white car. Loving having Genki back racing with us again. Genki, one of the guys that was racing with me when I first started doing hosting lobby races, and went away for a while, flashing his lights. I love that. Welcome, Genki. Loving having you racing back. I really wish I was on track with you, mate, but unfortunately I really can't at the moment. I'm having to behave. Mifty M33 is he is in Genki was in the Ford. Mifty's in the, is that a Toyota? Oh, hard into the barrier there. Oh, a lovely 360 spin. He's in the black, white and red car. It's going to come over the jump there. Here's the Toyota. Thought it was. Sim Racing in the Focus. The blue Focus. And then we've got Wheels Racing in the purple Focus. So quite a few Focuses in this one. Seems a very popular car. Jack Kobe's also gone with the Focus. He's gone with the Valvoline Martini car. Lovely livery on that one. He's going to be one to watch. Drat Fury. Oh, he's gone for the Audi. He's gone for the Audi. That is going to be sideways an awful lot. You can guarantee that in this one. Right, we are coming up for time. We're going to go racing at past in this one. Drat Fury saying, what car can we use? You can use any Gr.B car. So most of them have gone for Gr.B cars, although Drak has gone for the Audi Sport Quattro, the S1 Pikes Peak car. It's still classed as a Gr.B, so it's all good. It's within classifications before anybody shouts. But very, very, very short wheelbase on that one. So you could see that absolutely spinning on a sixpence. And we were watching Drak racing around here in that car a little while ago. And you could see just how sideways it is and how it can go from sideways one way to sideways the other way in a nanosecond. Obviously, the guys that are behind are going to need to make sure that they are careful of that, because the focus is a little bit more balanced in my mind through the corners. You can slide it through a lot more. The Toyota I'm not quite so familiar with. Normally if I do rallies I do go with the Focus. I find it to be one of the better rally cars, although nobody's gone for the Lancia. We do love the Lancia, but it's a bit slow, the Lancia. You can see already sideways, Drak Fury already getting that Audi really sideways and side on to the barrier there. Gr.B has hit the front, and Jack could well dominate the field here, but No.1 Pops, well, he is no slouch around here, and he is going to be wanting to get onto the back of Gamer Dan. I think he just gave somebody short shrift there. Drak Fury giving No.1 Pops a little bit of a nudge through that corner. I don't know if that helped or hindered. I think it actually helped him, because No.1 Pops is now 0.7 off the back of Gr.B. So Drak Fury giving No.1 Pops a nice little nudge, but more Drak Fury, don't T-bone him, don't T-bone him, you've helped him. Now you've got respect on the back of your car. Respect No.1, don't pull him off. Oh, Gamer Dan, synchronised sliding with Drak Fury at the back there, just as we cut away from the jump there, but Drak Fury and Gamer Dan getting it heavily into the netting there. Both of them, look at this, they are just side by side through these corners. No.1 Pops is right there with Gr.B as well. Can Gamer Dan get down the inside of Drak Fury while he's sideways? He can, slinging those cars, the Focus and the Audi, absolutely slinging them left and right, left and right, left and right. A little bit further back, we've got Jenky and Wheels Racing that are also side by side and swapping paint as well. They're as close as you like. Sim Racing just off the back, and then we've got M33 FDY and Rasterik again going very, very close together. As always, lots of little private battles going on throughout this one. The one that I'm interested in is interesting because No.1 Pops has managed to get ahead of Gr.B. Drak Fury ahead of Gr.B for a moment, but Gr.B does go back through. But then Drak Fury's through. No. I think that Gr.B is through. And as we go through this corner, it is. I'm just having an iron here because it's Drak Fury who goes through as we go over the jump. And then, oh no, it's Gr.B that's gone through. So I'm struggling here somewhat. Guys. Those of you over at Power 2.5 are wondering what on earth is going on. Now we've got a stunning display of driving, as I just said that, and Drak Fury getting it really wrong through those couple of corners. That has given Gr.B the opportunity to run away. But yeah, we're on dirt around Fisherman's Ranch in the Gr.B cars, guys, and we've got some absolutely phenomenal racing going on at the moment. No.1 Pops is 3.8 seconds out front. I know the guys over at the Outlaws are going to be cheering on No.1 Pops. Can he bring it home for the guys? I could just imagine they're probably parked up at the side of the track now, listening on the radio, cheering him on at the top of their voices. They're going to want their man to come home ahead of Gr.B. And I tell you what, guys, at the moment we're on lap number 2. I don't know where the start-finish line is. I think we're coming up for halfway round this track, not quite. And your man is doing you guys justice. He's setting purple sectors. He's dancing this Focus around this dirt course beautifully. We're just going to watch him come through the S's here on the overhead shot. I hope that the camera doesn't pan away. You can see Gr.B just in the background there, and he gets heavily into the wall. Oh my word, Gr.B with a mistake there, and that is going to put Gamer Dan and Drak Fury right on the back of Gr.B. Gamer Dan flashing his lights at Gr.B as much to say, what on earth are you doing, mate? That was amateur hour. Oh, that was amateur hour from Gr.B. But Gr.B is still in second. I mean that in the nicest possible way. Please don't flame me in the chat. I might be being a bit derogatory to my mate, but he knows I mean it in the nicest possible way. The nicest possible way. Gamer Dan just reversing it into the netting there as well. But Gr.Fury is twisting that Audi around beautifully, and we can see how far ahead No.1 Pops is at the moment. Look, he's away with the fairies. He could park up, have a cup of tea, read the newspaper, and do the crossword, and he could still win. Look at him. He's away and down the road on that shot. Gr.B trying to make amends for that little mistake that he made there. He's 9.2 off of the back of No.1 Pops, Outlaws. Your boy's absolutely rocking it. Pork Pie's chilling the bubbly for Pops. They're listening. Gr.B's pushing it for all his might. He really is. He's 9. No.1 Pops is now 10. Do you know what? I don't do this very often, but I'm going to do it today. We are on lap 2 of 5. I'm going on board with No.1 Pops to just enjoy a master at work on the dirt. No.1 Pops did request this one. He requested it, I think it was Thursday, Friday last week. I promised him we would do it. I said we would do this on Thursday. I am a man of my word, and we are doing it. And he has, well, he's not just rose to the occasion. He is obliterating the competition here. You could just see him soaring away at the steering wheel. This Focus beautifully poised and balanced around it. He goes over the jump. He's going to do a Scandi flick into this one. You just saw the right left on the steering wheel and then balancing it through that corner using all of the power. Same again, another little Scandinavian flick, a Scandi flick as they call it. Beautiful car control, absolutely sublime. I tell you what, you could be watching Colin McRae, Sebastian Loeb, any of the real wonderful masters. I don't watch the WRC very much, so I'm not quite sure who the great racers are at the moment. Obviously, Colin McRae is one of the all-time greats from back in the day, sadly killed in the one way that he always said he would. People often said, do you never worry about, you know, rally racing killing you? It's a seriously dangerous sport. He said no. The one that feared him was a helicopter, and that was the one that got him. Sadly missed and robbed us of what I think is one of the best rally drivers on the planet. I know a lot of you will put Ken Block out there as well. Sadly, we've lost Ken Block as well. Again, not to what he did best, hanging the back of his car over the edge of a cliff, but out on a snowmobile of all things, I believe. And it's a cruel world that takes some of these heroes that are just phenomenal on the gravel. And right now, No.1 Pops is showing that he's got the class, the poise, the finesse, the skill, the dexterity to just destroy the field. He's 11.5 seconds ahead at the moment. Absolutely destroying the field. Gr.B is 9 ahead of Gamer Dan at the moment. We've got a brilliant little battle with Gamer Dan and Gr.Fury that's been going on all the way through this. This is one that I imagine that they could well watch back. It is Focus against that Audi Quattro, the classic rally car from the day. When that was launched on the scenes, a lot of us were like, what on earth is that? And with that four-wheel drive system, they absolutely dominated. And you can see Gr.Fury with a beautiful long slide through there. We just enjoy this classic of rally driving in the hands of a brilliant little drifting rally driver. He's in 4th at the moment and going well. He's got Gr.X 13 seconds behind as we just see Gamer Dan going over the jump and completely sideways. That's enabled Gr.Fury to get through, but Gr.Fury's got it wrong. He's just under 360 into the barrier. Game of Dan just how on earth he managed to miss him there, I'm not quite sure. I thought that was going to be a wreck on a wreck. It wasn't. And we're just on board with Drat Fury. And he, whilst we are celebrating how good he is in this car, he does a 360, but shows how well he can recover. We're on lap 4 now. No.1 Pops is on lap 4. All the rest are on lap 3 at the moment. No.1 Pops, I hate to say this, guys. The guys at the Outlaws are going to go absolutely catatonic in a moment. No.1 Pops is 16 seconds ahead of Gr.B around Fisherman's Ranch. Do you know what? I reckon No.1 Pops must have been practicing this all week when I said we were going to do this. Little did he know we were going to do a long 5-lap race. I normally only do 1 or 2 laps around here because I cannot dirt race to save my life. And I know that there are some good old battles going behind, and I'm not on board with M33 and Sim Racing and Jenky and Rasta and some of the other guys, and I really should be on board and watching them, but I just cannot get away from watching this master racing around here. We're on lap 4 of 5. I'm waiting for him to make a mistake, and I've been waiting for 4 laps to see No.1 Pops make a mistake. I genuinely haven't seen him make a big mistake once. Not once. The back end of that car is just left and right and left and right. 4-wheel sliding on the power. Just amazing watching. Gr.B is on it. He's got no answer. He's 14 seconds ahead of Game of Dan. So these two guys are way out front. And often I am on board with Gr.B watching him. But right now I'm celebrating No.1 that he's absolutely destroying the field. He's 17 seconds out in front. He's just going faster. He's got the fastest lap of 3:03.7. I don't know if there is a sub 3 minute lap in this one. That would mean he's got to find nearly 4 seconds. And like I said, he's clinical. I mean, what is a perfect lap around Fisherman's Ranch? What is a perfect lap time? Somebody get out there and Google me. What is a perfect lap time around Fisherman's Ranch? And just how far? Whoa, he's showboating now. He's going over the jump and doing a 360. That is just audacious. That is just rubbing No.1 Pops. That's just naughty. That, my friend, is just naughty. He's just done a 360 over the jump and he's only lost like half a second. He's lost a little bit now to Gr.B. That is the 360 spins as pork pie. They must be watching. They must be watching there, mate. He's going to do it again. A 360. Oh, that was a 180. That wasn't quite so good. No.1 Pops. He's getting above his station now. And he's made a mistake. The first mistake. He's put it into the barrier. Oh, can Gr.B come back now? Is it all over? No.1 Pops having all the time in the world just to enjoy, to showboat, to show off. He's absolutely showing off, this guy. Just showing off. I am going to check in on some of the others. We've got Gr.B who's running in second at the moment. He's just done a personal best at 3:08. Game of Dan and Drat Fury are still locked in battle. They've had a battle all the way through this one. Dan is just 1 second ahead of Drat Fury at the moment, but I tell you now that that'll change and change throughout this one. Rasta Rick is on his own at the moment. Beautiful looking car. He didn't need to worry about the camouflage, although he just dives into... We can't see when he hits the barrier because he just disappears. So Rasta Rick going very well. He's on his final lap now. His best time is a 3:16. We got Jenky is 12 seconds back and 3 ahead of Sim Racing. So Jenky, loving having Jenky racing with us again. He's going well. Pops is going for a sub 3 minute. Well, he's going to have to stop with the showboating. We will jump on board with him in a moment. I'm just going to leave him to do what he's doing. I'm not going to go commentate his curse. Let's see if he can go with a sub 3 minute. Gr.B would be listening. Can Kobe go with a sub 3 minute? That could be the icing on the cake, couldn't it? Going for the fastest lap. Sim Racing, he's in 7th. Yeah, and going nicely. chasing down Jenke. You can just see him just a little bit up front. And then we've got M33 in the Toyota, a different car to the Focus. He's in 8th. And then we've got Wills in the Red Bull. Unfortunately, I don't think a podium is going to be on the cards here. Wills is, like me, is a track day, a tarmac track racer, not track day racer, tarmac racer, as we just see him backing it into the barrier there. He's still going round. Kudos, respect to you guys at the back that are continuing to continue. This would normally be me. I'm normally about 2 minutes behind everybody else on a single lap race. But I tell you what, let's just check in with him. No.1 Pops. Let's just enjoy this guy. I don't think he's going to get the 3 minute because he just popped that into the mud banking there as he went through that corner. We will see he's on a 3:03.7 and the fastest lap at the moment. He's just got a few last corners to come through this little twisty section, and we come down the hill into the left-hander, and then we swing it round on the right-hander to come across to the line. 10 seconds ahead of Gr.B now, but as we know, No.1 Pops was playing to the camera, shall we say. We enjoyed it very much, my friend. We did enjoy it very much, and I don't know if you're listening, but your friends at the Outlaws, they're absolutely cheering you on. He's going to come across the line beautifully. He's dominated that one, destroyed, absolutely destroyed the competition. Gr.B, well, he's also destroyed the competition. He's 22 ahead of Gamer Dan, and we're going to rejoin this one with Dan and Fury. So Dan is 2 seconds ahead of Fury at the moment. So Drac has just dropped back a little bit. I think Dan is going to be looking to try and bring this home in 3rd place. He's got through this last couple of corners. Oh, a little top of the barrier. He did manage to keep that going in a straight line. He could quite easily have lost that, but he does come across 3rd. Fury in the Audi 4th. We enjoyed watching him. Rick going really, really well. Don't blink. If he gets in the barriers, you'll lose him. He's in 5th. Nearly a minute behind No.1 Pops. So, you know, with 5th place. And no disrespect to Rick, but that far back, it just shows how far out front No.1 Pops was. Jenke, my old buddy, he's going well in 6th. Sim Racing chasing him down. So Sim Racing has really closed up on Jenke. They're going to come across the line together. Then we've got M33, who's just going to come through the last couple of corners. Just enjoying watching these guys sliding through the last few corners. M33 with a beautiful little 4-wheel slide through that corner. He's just going to come across, waggling the back end through that last corner to come across the line. And Wheels Racing, our podium placed racer, still going. Respect, my friend. Oh, long jump. We just caught him getting some big air over that jump. Beautiful landing. Lovely little slide through here. Car nicely under control. Headlights blazing. Sliding that car left and right, left and right. He just comes through the last corner. He's going to come across the line. But wow, we did spend a lot of time on board with No.1 Pops, but he absolutely dominated that one. Nobody, including Gr.B, had any answer. And No.1 Pops, even with time to showboat, I mean, 360 jumps, spin or across a jump and do a 360, land it and carry on. That is just naughty. That is just naughty. Sim Racing saying, great Jenke, well done. Gamer Dan, nice one, Pops. No.1 Pops, great fun. Gr.B saying, get me back on the tarmac, laugh out loud. Gamer Dan, I did 2 360s on that big jump too. Oh, we should have to go and have a look at them at some point. And Rachel's just saying, thank you for the support, everybody. Some things going on. Hugh Hattrick is in, my friends. Looks great. Hoping to join you in the near future. Great video about Rachel Imposter. Thank you, my friends. I appreciate it. I don't like giving people like that airtime, but we did feel it was justified in this instance. And Jack Fury saying, need catch up on. And William saying, no more rally, please. Don't you worry about that. No.1 Pops. A 3:03.7. He wasn't able to get below the 3 minute, but that's still a stunning time. I don't know what the an optimal time is around here, but oh, somebody's just saying. Oh no. I thought that was Dan. No.1 Pops 3:03.780 and the win. Gr.B in second with a 3:07.535. Gamer Dan in third with a 3:13.963. Jack Fury entertaining us in that Sport Quattro S1 Pikes Peak. I do love it when that car comes out. We really ought to do a rally with everybody in that car and everybody can experience it, but it's a hard car to get hold of. Rasta Rick in 5th, Jenky 6th, Sim Racing 7th, M33 FDY in 8th, and Wheels Racing in 9th. But what a dominant run out front from No.1 Pops. That was incredible. Right. Oh, we've got Slow Aim King. Thank you for popping in. Thank you for popping in. Reese, good evening as well, my friend. Thank you for popping in. I appreciate you. Dratfu is just calling for a bashy. I can either do a bashy or we can have a little look at that Daytona race. What have we got? Do you know what? GR4 at Goodwood says Hugh. Hugh, hit me up in the Discord. We'll do one of them on. Well, actually, we're doing a multi-class one around Goodwood tomorrow. I think we're taking the Aston Martins around Goodwood. Tomorrow's going to be special. We're doing a multi-class. We're doing road cars and GR cars, but that would be good. William saying the Daytona race. Gamer Dan wants a Daytona replay. My head is beginning to hurt. I am going to pull out this one, guys. I'm not going to do another one. As much as I'd love to do a smashy bashy, I've got to watch my head at the moment. And our slow aim king has come across from Rachel's stream. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I said I would do the replay. Drat Fury, remind me tomorrow, and we'll do a smashy bashy at the end for you, my friend. We'll do a smashy bashy at the end. Right, where are we? Let me just think what I'm doing. So basically, I was watching the Daytona, the yellow cars at the back, the guys at the back. I did want to just show what they were doing because it was a great race at the back. But what was unfolding up front was an even better race with some of our fastest racers. And, I don't want to be showcasing, Dan and Jack and Greg and Ollie and those guys all of the time. So let me get the replay options up. So yeah, I had a little look at the back. We had 3 or 4 of the yellow cars really locked together. So now what we'll do is we'll just run with these guys up front. It's a 6-lap race on here. Again, how on earth these guys were getting through here in the dark without running each other off was absolutely incredible. Thank you for subbing as well, my friend. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for popping over. And thank you for supporting Rachel. Obviously, she's going through a bit of a difficult time with my little friend who's left us alone tonight. I was fully expecting him to jump in this evening. Now, unless he is flying under the radar, we've got a reprieve. We've had a reprieve. Jenky just getting into the grass there and a little bit of a slap on wheels as he manages to get that back on the track. And then No.1 Pops just getting into him. Jenky with a big old sideways moment there as well. Gr.B and Paul Emmers would have seen that. Paul Emmers pulling out of the slipstream as Jenky suffering with a little bit of a sideways moment. And we will be jumping forwards with the guys up front a little bit later in the race. At the moment, it's Ollie leading. So Ollie is in the Lightning McQueen car. He's out front at the moment. A Gamer Dan in second. Now, we do know that Gamer Dan is going to succumb to a track limit at the end, which really spoils it. M33 FDY running in third at the moment with wheels just behind. These guys do drop back a little bit as some of the others come through. Ollie with a half-second penalty. So Ollie with one at the beginning of the race. And we do know that Gamer Dan is going to get one towards the end. Ollie pulling up onto the banking. to serve his penalty. Very respectful. Drops in behind Ollie. And then look at this. Into the first corner. 4 cars all together. No.1 Pops did end up going a little bit wide there. I'm not sure. Let's just go back and have a look. I'm not sure whether that was all on himself or not. I want to know. Just go back a little bit. So they were really close together. Gr.B right on his back bumper. I didn't realise Jack was in the yellow car. And they really closed up, these guys. Look at this. There's 2 up front there. No.1 goes for a run around the outside. And unfortunately, yeah, it was a little run around the outside that he couldn't quite pull off. And unfortunately found himself just out on the outside of the track ever so slightly. Just having a look at that to see how I called that out in the actual race. But at the moment, it is Dan and Ollie who are out front. And I think at this point, Ollie's setting purple there. At this point, you found that Dan, Ollie, Gr.B, Wills, and M33 were all very, very close together. Gr.B just finding his way through on M33 there. M33 tucking in behind, and then Wills just behind him. Oh, M33 going with a really late lunge on Gr.B. Gr.B saw that coming. That was a pretty hefty dive bomb. Gr.B, you are not going to catch him napping. He stayed out the way, saw that coming. Let M33 through. Wills then followed through, and that's just dropped M33 down to 5th. Just late braking there. Gr.B read him like a book. Oh, absolutely, my friend. No flies on you. Gr.B, for those of you that don't know, 21 people watching. For those of you that don't know, Gr.B he does race it in the real world. He does a lot of track day stuff as well. He's done a lot of karting stuff. I think I'm right in saying karting, saloons and open wheel, Jack, I think. He'll correct me if I'm wrong. Reese, is M-Tech in the crowd or on track? I don't know. I think he's licking his wounds from last night. Gr.B giving Ollie a little bit of a nudge there, saying, come on, mate, get on. I've got Wills Racing right on the back of me. Will you get a move on? Wills is going, yeah, I'll have some of that, mate. I'm going to come around the outside. Gr.B saying, no, you're not. No, you're not. You can stay behind him, 4th. You're not going to come through. Dan out front at the moment. He is... it's annoying on the replay that you lose the gap times. So I'm going to say probably about half a second out front at the moment. And then probably 0.2 between Ollie and Kobe and Wills Racing. Really, really tight at the moment. And Dan with a 147.7. Ollie with a 148.5. Gr.B with a 147.1 and the fastest lap as we stand. Again, Gr.B coming through the pack. Gr.x says, I think I hit Drat Fury on lap 4. I hope I didn't send him off. I don't know. We shall see. Gr.B, purple sector times again. Pushing Ollie. He wants to get onto the back of Dan. And Gr.B can either bump draft Ollie and both of them get up onto Dan and also drag Wills along at the same time, because I think Wills is within the slipstream here as well. So with Gr.B staying behind Ollie rather than going around, that is keeping all 4 of these cars together. So that is no disrespect to Dan, Ollie and Wills. They're all doing a really, really, really good job. But at this point, I think that Gr.B is playing a masterful tactical game here to bring us a really good end to this race. And as Dan, I think it was Dan that said, it really was great at the end. You can see Gr.B again just giving Ollie the little bit of a hurry up there to bring them all very, very close together. And we're basically 3 cars together, 4 cars together as we go through the into this little infield section. Hard on the brakes, brake disc glowing at night. The exhaust pipe spitting the fire. Fire-breathing dragons, these guys. Wills looks like he went a little bit deep into that one, but Gr.B and Ollie side by side. Looks like Jack has had enough of pushing Ollie. He's saying, that's it, mate, I'm going now. Dan's had it too easy. If you want to stay with us, you're going to have to work with me. So Ollie needs to get on the back of Gr.B now. Our Wheels with a beautiful run through there and getting onto the back of Ollie. William with a lovely, lovely little exit there. That's brought him right back into this, and he can now work with Ollie. And Gr.B, is he going to work with Gamer Dan? Can I just remind you, Gr.B, that we are running honest race tonight. No shenanigans in this one, guys. That all happened last night. I think Jack missed that. Unfortunately, Borky missed it too, and a few others that have reached out to me to say, oh, why were we not in that race last night? It was all spur of the moment. All Wheels with a really awkward exit over the bus stop there. Gr.B going purple again. So Gr.B down in a 146.4 at the moment, right on the back of Gamer Dan, pushing Dan on. He's saying, come on, let's get away from Ollie and Wheels. Ollie is praying that Wheels gets on the back of him now and gives him a little bit of a push. Is that happening? Yes, it is. Wheels working with Ollie. Gamer Dan and Gr.B working together. So if we can get the two sets of guys working together, then it will negate the benefit of the two pairs. Gr.B having a little look around the outside of Gamer Dan. Can he get that one done all the way round? We've got a lovely shot here so we can see exactly where we are with these four cars. Gr.B will have the inside through this corner. Gamer Dan's going to have to hang it around the outside, but Gr.B gets it a little bit loose on the dirt on the edge of the track there, and that cost him a little bit. So Gamer Dan goes through, but Gr.B with a beautiful run, and Gamer Dan is going to have the inside. Oh, he tucks in behind Gr.B. I thought he was going to have the inside for that one. It's amazing when you watch these replays back, guys, and those of you that want to get better, you should really watch these replays. And when you do it, do two things. Use this view so you can actually see the lines of the cars and stuff, but also use the view that you usually race in. So maybe this one or this one, depending on what view that you race in, so that you can really get a feel for how these guys race. And it will really, really, really help you watching these replays. And the other thing as well, when you're watching the replays, just look at the way that these guys, they're true professional sim racers. I don't care what anybody says. You just look at the maturity and the strategy that they put in play here. Gr.B working with Gamer Dan to get a little bit ahead, and now you've got Gamer Dan and Ollie that are working together with Wheels, and by doing that, all four of these cars have come together. I don't know whether it must have been slipstream and bump drafting. Whoa, three all there together. Gr.B and Ollie getting into each other. We've got a car sideways, and we've got two red and two yellow here. But look at this lovely overhead shot of all four of them close together. As Gamer Dan, I think it was, said, so close. Big Joe, thank you for popping in and saying hello and dropping the like. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. We are sticking with these four guys. We did look at some of the guys at the back at the end of the race, but we are on the last lap here, and we've got all four of these guys have been working together. Gr.B and Gamer Dan did gap Ollie and Wheels, but they worked very, very respectfully and maturely together, and going well. I don't know all of the ages, but we've got Gr.B is a young man out front. Gamer Dan a little bit older. I'm having to choose my words very carefully. And then we've got a couple of youngsters at the back, Ollie and Wheels. And we've got four of the top racers at PSR locked in battle around here. That was where Gamer Dan got the penalty that cost him second place. And you can see that Wheels is right on the back of Ollie here, trying desperately to find a way round as we come across. Nobody going across the grass, and Wheels right on the back of Ollie as they go across the line. Let me just go back a second, because that was super duper close on the line between Wheels and Ollie. He just couldn't get through. Nothing between them on the line. It was Gr.B, Ollie, Wheels racing, and then Gamer Dan just losing out to the penalty, which robbed us of a stunning Well, it was a stunning finish anyway, but that was absolutely wonderful. Wow. So we've got here we go. Paul Emmers is saying great sportsmanship rating, and Tom is just asking, is N33 FDY in YouTube chat? I think he is, but I can't remember the names and I haven't got my spreadsheet up at the moment. Gamer Dan is 47. Jack Kobe says, Dan, what do you think? Jack Kobe says, I thought you were in your teens, Dan. No. Rasterick, he's going to be 33 in May. William is 19. So he's one of the teenagers. I think that Ollie is early 20s, I think. Jack Kobe, I think, is just turning 30. I think I'm going to have to be very, very careful. Paul's 42 in October. Oh, Jack Kobe's 27. I've dated him. Oh my gosh, Jack Kobe, I'm sorry. I put a few years on him. I'm sorry. I should know. No.1 Pops 51. Crikey, I'm 59 this year. I'm like the oldest. Gamer Dan says, I thought you were around 26, Jack. Not that far off. Jack Kobe saying, just turning 30. Cool, you're cheeky. That's because we were talking about you going around doing your global trip before you were 30. So I sort of got it in my head that maybe you were 30 this year. So I apologise, my friend. I apologise. You've got a few years yet. Nick's 54, No.1 51 coming up. Jack Kobe, Mitchell, you're 67. I wish I was born in 67. Don't you age me, my friend. I'm feeling old as it is. I'm feeling my age at the moment. I'll tell you, I'm really feeling my age at the moment. GT Tom 69. Wow, GT Tom. He's quick for his age. And Trigger 57. Jenkins 40 this year. Oh, the big 4-0. The big 4-0's come knocking. Renzo's 54 in June. So you can see, I mean, it's really nice actually to see this. Really nice to see this in the chat, because now you can see how some of the, let's say, more mature guys really mixing it with these youngsters, and these youngsters are mixing it with some of the older guys, and I love this. Absolutely love it. Jack Kobe says, Jenky, life starts at 40, I hear, so let me know. Well, Jack, I disagree. Health problems start at 40. I was fine until I was knocking on the door at 60. Knocking on the door at 60. There we go. We're just on board with No.1 Pops, Emmers and Trigger at the moment. I'm just leaving this replay going just as we time this one out. I promised Joe I'll finish at 11 o'clock, so I'm just a little bit behind. And absolutely brilliant. Gr.x 40. You're never 40, my friend. Really? I had you mid-30s. Just goes to show what I know. There we go. Jack Kobe saying, Gr.x, you still look in your 30s. I agree. Wow. Trouble with me is I'm 60. I feel like a 30-year-old, and unfortunately I've injured myself because of that. Sometimes you need to be aware of your ages. Anyway, guys, I am going to leave that one for now. I just want to say thank you to everybody that has raced with me this evening. It's been absolutely brilliant again, and really special race, that last Daytona one. Not only because on the stream we were watching the guys towards the back that were having an absolutely outstanding time racing against themselves, but also the guys at the front. We saw that around the Nürburgring as well. Some outstanding personal battles going on there. I love the BMWs. Thank you for those. And of course, well, what can we say? No.1 Pops and that outstanding dominating performance around Fisherman's Ranch. Time to spare, doing 360s over the jump. Absolutely loving himself. Very special, very special. Even Jack Kobe didn't have any answer. And we also saw Gamer Dan and Drat Fury battling it out all the way through that race. They were nose to tail, bumper to bumper, wing to wing, door to door, all the way through that one, and then all of the other guys that were racing hard in that one as well. I've absolutely loved this stream. It's been great. It's been brilliant. I have a headache to end all headaches. I have got pressure back in my head, so I am going to call it a day now. And I just want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody that shared their ages as well. It's been absolutely great to get a feel for the depth of experience that we have in here. And the other thing as well is it would be really interesting for you guys to throw out those of you that have got real world racing experience, because there are a number of people that race at PSR that have got real world race experience. And in fact, Dowie Motorsport, that isn't around with us at the moment, we've got Brenzo. Thank you for the 14 months, my friend. That is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Thank you so much. But Dowie Motorsport is actually entered into is it the Clio Cup this year? Jack Kobe will tell me, because he was going to enter it, but he's entering into the Clio Cup competitively this year for real. Jack Kobe has also done karts and open wheel and all sorts of bits and pieces. And there are others as well that I could name. Ernie Ball used to do a lot of stock car racing back in the day. Ernie has disappeared. I've not seen him for the longest time, but he's not forgotten. I don't know if he ever listens to the streams, but I used to love racing with him. He did me a beautiful livery on the Gr.B Fugs that we've not had out for a while. We ought to get that one out soon. Yeah, just absolutely brilliant. I am going to go, otherwise I'm going to keep talking all night. So I'm just relaxing here, loving it. And I got my new water bottle, by the way, guys. I got my new water bottle. It's got PSR on it, and it's got my BMW VGT. But unfortunately, the BMW VGT is awfully dark. The photograph I sent in was a lot lighter than that, but I have got my new water bottle because I've been instructed I need to drink more. I'm not drinking enough. Guys out there, you should be hydrating as well while you're racing. But anyway, have yourselves a great morning, evening, night, afternoon, day, whatever you're doing. Have a great one. And tomorrow we are going to be back with a stonker. We are going to be doing something really special. We are going to be having road cars and GR cars on the track at the same time. We're going to have a staggered start. Hopefully the guys will be able to split themselves, so we'll get a reasonably decent number. I think it could be a busy one. I've had an up and a down this week. Yesterday was super busy. Today was okay. Tomorrow could be very busy. So if you haven't already, dive into the Discord, go into the event and tick the box to say that you are interested and registered. Because if you have done that and we have a full room, and you want to get into a race, then I may well be asking people to make way. We shall see. I might or might not. I normally do first come, first served. You know, I may well even stick to that. But it doesn't hurt to go and smack that like button. But get in early. We'll be starting at 9 o'clock. I'm feeling it as we get towards the end of this week. So I was contemplating starting the stream early, but I'm not. I'm going to go from 9 until we finish, probably about 11, half 11. I would imagine that we will probably finish that one. It's going to be a banger. It's going to be great. And we're doing 4 different manufacturers on 4 different tracks. If this works out, the plan is that I will do it on the first Friday of every month as a Friday night special, where we will take up Dan's idea, where we will choose one manufacturer, where we will have a road car and a GR car, and we will run those over several different tracks, which will be brilliant. Will be absolutely brilliant. And what I've tried for tomorrow is I've tried to match the race car with the road car. So for instance, the Aston Martins, we got the V8 Vantage road car and the V8 Vantage GR3 car, I think. Can't remember the other cars that we're running, but I've tried to do it with the others as well. So it's going to be quite exciting. Come and join us at 9 o'clock for that one. In the meantime, look after yourselves, and I'll catch you again very soon. For now, take care. Bye.